Should employees disclose their mental health issues or
Mm,
struggle with their managers, with their work, with their company?
yes. Yeah. So if someone, from my experience, I think a lot of people do not disclose at interview. I think a lot of people they don't disclose. Hey, I've got an anxiety condition or a depressive disorder or what have you. I don't think they disclose often in probation either.
Yeah,
I think people disclose when they feel as if, oh,
more safe,
I feel more safe,
legally safe.
legally safe.
Yeah.
However, if I have a different manager who's supportive and trusted and all of those sorts of things, I do feel as if I can disclose that
Yeah.
in probation. I
Yeah.
do feel as if I can raise that as an issue. I mean, we've had people interview with us
Mm,
who, because we promote psychological safety,
mm,
and I think the way that we conduct interviews gives people the sense of
mm,
psychological safety. I've had people in interviews say, I'm neurodiverse,
mm.
or I have had a mental health issue in the past. And I say, okay, I'm curious to learn a little bit more, that curious mindset. Tell me how how you perform at your best. What workplace factors, what workplace supports would help you to perform at your best, either if with your neurodiversity or with your mental health condition. And we have a discussion with that in an interview and we think, okay, I think that's okay. And we can accommodate that, or that doesn't sound too onerous.
Yeah.
And so, but people will sense that
Mm,
through your words,
mm.
your presence, what you say, how you say it at
Yeah.
interview. So you can establish psychological safety even in interview. You can establish it in
So, I mean,
probation
if you
as
have
well.
options, you have to then, I guess the advice here, what you're saying, Rachel, if you're someone with options, why do you want to even start a job, quit your previous job, start a job, and then
No, I
realize
know.
that it's the wrong environment for you? You probably
Yes.
do want to really test them right then in interview, see how they react and what they say to know it's going to be the right environment for
Yeah.
you, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've certainly, I think, have people do that where they're making a call of, if you can't support me in my mental health and well-being, then
Yeah,
this is not the right
yeah,
business for me. And
yeah,
that's why people will ask at interview, tell me what you do, because I'm sussing that out. I'm
yeah,
also
yeah,
interviewing
yeah,
you to know if this is the right environment or
yeah,
culture for me.
yeah,
And people, I know a lot of high performers that have said, I've gone to interview or I've been in that probation period and I've just known that is not the right
yeah,
option for me and
yeah.
my mental health.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, like to summarize this, and the question is, if and when they should disclose their mental health
Yeah.
issues with an employer. I guess to me, Rachel, if you have options from the interview, make sure you're very clear
Yes.
that there's a match in terms of how much, what kind of environment that would really aspire you and you would survive and thrive in for the next three,
That's
five
right.
years.
Yes. That's
Meaning,
right.
meaning their maturity and what you educated me about
Yes.
today, the level of psychological safety they have in that company,
Yes.
and the supporting culture they have, the level of that supporting culture, and if that's going to meet your, it's aspire you enough
Yeah,
or not.
that's
You
true.
should really try and understand it from the very beginning. You waste your time otherwise,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. And also, well, also it's about weighing that up too, because I don't have to legally disclose that I've got a mental health issue or a history of depression at all.
No,
So
no.
there's no onus on me as an individual to disclose that at all. I might decide to keep that private, particularly if that mental health issue is something of the past. It's not really impacting on me.
Yep.
I've got my own way of staying on top of my mental health and well-being.
Okay.
I've got my own coping skills, my
Sure.
own resources. I might
Okay.
choose not to. It's not a current issue. But if it is a current issue, and we work with lots of people where it is a current issue, they want to have the match. Otherwise, that mental health is going to spiral and be exacerbated if I'm not in a culture that's going to support that anyway.
Okay. And if you don't have options, you're desperate, you need a job, I guess the advice would be probably don't disclose it. And when you're in a job, you will discover how mature they are, what kind
Yes,
of
true.
supporting
That's right.
culture they are from that point of
That's
view.
correct.
If it's good, you keep going, and if it's not good, just try to get out of that place as soon as you can when you find a better option. I
Yeah.
mean, really, there's no other way,
Well, it
right?
could be also I always say to people, do you have someone in your workplace that you can trust? It doesn't have to, it's great if it's your manager because we know the 70% impact to my well-being comes from that relationship. But have I got a peer that I sit next to that I can trust? that I could share something with? Do I have HR? Is there an HR professional there that I might be able to go to and talk about this as well? So it can be a matter of, is there a trusted person somewhere in the organisation? Sometimes just by having one person can be enormous difference. It could be a peer, and that peer says, hey, we've got an employee assistance program, we've got a counselling service that you could look into or whatever.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so great if it's your manager, but if you're struggling at work, see if there is someone that you can trust.